It's that time of the week. The three lads are back with all your news, reviews, and their views on the Premier League, and now with a Prediction League 2. So without further ado, here are three lads.
All right. Welcome, everyone, to the recap of the three lads in a beautiful game. I'm your host that always boasts, but mostly I'd like to welcome my co-hosts, Joey 6 times. Yeah, he's called Joey 6 times now, unfortunately. But how we doing, my friend? How you going? You good?
Yeah, good yourself? Yeah, very good, man.
Yeah. That's good. And I'm joined by my
football.
Yeah, fucking over. It's been a great weekend. Can't wait to talk about it. And I'm joined by my other co-host, Red Devil Soul.
Going on, guys?
How are we doing, my friend? How are we doing?
Yeah.
Were you excited for the weekend as us? Yeah, we'll get into it. We won't,
Let's go.
Look, we'll start the end. The end chants are coming. Don't worry, the end chants are coming. The Australian propaganda chants are coming as well. Don't worry, I've got it all planned up. But look, before we get into that,
I deserve it.
Yeah. Look, before we get into all that, let's start into, I think the first game was Liverpool game, so we'll go straight into it. And take it away, Joey.
All right. I started pretty slow. A couple of mistakes, disallowed goal first off in very early on in the game.
Very close.
First couple of minutes. You think that would have woken us up. It didn't. Ball out to Trent for the back. Trent just, I don't know. Maybe that's why, for moments like that, maybe that is why he hasn't been put into midfield. But a simple ball for him to control, and he just miscontrolled it straight to the pass player. Albeit, how they got the assist was a bit lucky. Ball rolled out perfectly to the bloke entering in the box. Just
typical goal.
Just set up perfectly. You know what I mean? Yeah, 100%.
No, fair play to Bournemouth. They were playing good for the first 20 minutes.
They came at us, man. They were pressing, and I don't think that we thought they were going to come to Anfield and press us like that. Like we thought, they were going to park the bus, but they came at us, and they shook right up the cage first 15 minutes, and then we started to take control of the game. A little bit of Luis Diaz magic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a
baller.
He's a baller.
That's one of the most South American goals you'll ever see.
Yeah, and he actually meant it too. If you didn't realize,
yeah, man,
it wasn't an accident.
Bang, and it's like when you see stuff like that, you're like, in them moments, how do you defend that? You can't. It's just that's that little bit of magic that them South American players possess. They've got that street ball that you just can't stop sometimes.
They do it. They've been doing that since like you said, playing 5. No, your one just spins around and passes it out.
He might come
he's
good.
Playing indoor.
I don't know what he thinks he's playing, but
I don't know.
And then old Szoboszlai got the penalty. Look,
diving.
I'm not going to sit here and say that it was like.
Was this a case of ball again, or was an actual penalty?
You can't go there with that.
I'm not going to say anything because the refs have been terrible, man. The refs have been
against Chelsea, clear handball. Against Chelsea, clear handball, nothing given. And then this week, something else happened. We'll get to that further on in the game. We'll get to it, but anyway. And bit of a dive, but at the same time, all good attacking players will do that in the box. They will, if you make contact with their leg and they feel it, they're very good judges of if that's enough for a penalty. And obviously he's gone bang, all right, that's enough to take me down, and it's in the box. I would do exactly the same thing. I've done exactly the same thing.
Opinion? I think it is a dive, but also it is a penalty because he's still got the contact of the player, like you said, and he's like he has to, the refs has no choice but to give that decision. Do you know what I mean? Because it's look, the guy,
Obviously,
it looks like, it's over the top. Yeah, it looks like,
100%. It's dramatic.
Dramatic as hell. Yeah, perfect word. It's dramatic, but yeah.
All good players do that shit, man. They all do it. Sorry for my language, but they all do it. And Salah, I don't know. He hasn't looked that confident on penalties lately. I don't think the last few. Towards the back end of last season, I think he missed 2, which is very unusual. And then,
he technically missed this one, but they saved it. Yeah.
Yeah, but straight into the path of him, and he finished it. So look, it was good to go into the. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah, so it was good to go into the break leading after the first little bit of stress that the team gave me. And then the second half, we started to really dominate. Got the red card, which was definitely not a red card.
You think that wasn't a red card?
Right. No way. No way in hell. No way.
A big call. That's a big call, in my opinion.
A big call. It's a 50-50. No studs up. It's ankle.
Look,
we just mistimed it, and this is what I'll say. This plays into the character of the player in the challenge. Like, he's not known to be a grub of a player. He's not a Casemiro. He's honestly. And at the end of the day, I think he's made an absolute meal of it. The Bournemouth player, and I think absolute meal of the challenge going down.
Look, in my opinion, honestly, I reckon I'll give you that. Like, he's not that type of player. Like you said, he's not that character to be doing those type of challenges. But what I'm trying to say is the reason why I think it was shown a red was because...
You reckon it's a red?
Well, this is my opinion. This is what I reckon.
Ooh.
I reckon because he's gone in a bit high. Like, it wasn't actually heavy.
It didn't go in
the guy
high.
did make a meal. They didn't make actual meal of it. Like, fair play. The other player made a meal of it, whatever, and it wasn't actually that dangerous. But like, let's say if he actually put some force into that, it would have been a dangerous tackle. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, it would have been an ankle snapper or a leg breaker. That's it. That's what I'm trying to say. If he was that, like you said, if he was that type of player, that was a dirty player, then we would be talking about a different scenario. That's all I'm trying to say. That's all I'm trying to say. But look, I'll agree. Yeah, look, I'll agree with you in that aspect that McAllister isn't that type of player. Look, no, you can't be doing these gestures. I'm just giving you my opinion. Look, I'll agree with you that McAllister is not that type of player, and he didn't really deserve it. But at the end of the day, it's still a red. I don't know. That's how I see it. But look, at the end of the day, you still played better.
Yeah,
it's funny you say all this, but you played better without 10 men anyway. So
Yeah, I watched that bit when you went down. You played a lot better.
That's a ridiculous call. Absolutely ridiculous call. Honestly,
the ref agreed.
That's a red card. You've got to get your Man City goggles off for a second there.
That's ridiculous. Man City. I was agreeing with you.
Never a red card, man. Never a red card. Going in high, he hits his ankle. They're both as high as each other. So who's going in high? He's going in just as high. He just got to the ball.
I agree with you. Look, it's not an actual malicious tackle. Like, I agree. It's not a malicious tackle. But the fact is, the fact is, if it was aggressive or if it was any other player that was a dirty player or someone that actually put a bit more force into it, I don't know. Maybe, you would be agreeing. But look, I don't know. In my opinion, it was. But look, we can go back and forth. But at the end of the day, you still won. You still got, the W. And like I said, it seems like you played better when you went down to 10 men anyway. So you've got the second. You've got the next goal.
It's not just that game that we lose McAllister for potentially.
Or can't you appeal for it? Or can't you appeal for it?
Yeah, but we have. If you're sitting there saying it's a cert red, then I'm sure, other people probably have their bias.
Well, it's not my choice. It's it's the Premier League's choice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I'd love if he went. I love if he went 10-game ban. Give me that. Like, get that guy out of here. So, but now look. If anything, that's saying something for the player because he's that good. Like, For rival fans to him not to play, that's a good sign. Must shows the class of the player. But no, look, at the end of the day, you got the W. Yeah, you got the W. And look, I want to make a big mention to Slobosly. Like, he actually played really well. I mean, maybe you can touch up on it more because you actually watched the game in full. But please, were you happy with Slobosly? He seems to be
very happy, man. Very happy. They just,
everyone was giving shit last week, like Caicedo and stuff, and now it looks like you've got the better deal with us. I mean, I know it's early days, but one got a penalty and one gave away a penalty, so I don't know. You tell me.
To be honest, I wouldn't compare Caicedo to Slobosly. Completely different types of midfielders. Slobosly's like he does a lot of defensive work, but I think when we've got Endo in. Mm-hmm. And he's allowed that bit more attacking freedom. Like, I think he's honestly going to be absolutely deadly because he just gets the ball. He's tall. He's strong. He's got big strides on him. And he just, plays 1-2s, just runs with it. He's tricky. Like, he's got everything that you need, really. Good everything. And he's young. And he's the man of the match. Mm-hmm. Ran the midfield. Like, just... Yeah, it seems to have just stepped into the Premier League really and just gone, all right, sweet, I can cut it, you know what I mean? And
his physicality is good.
Well, no, he's very mature for his age as well. Like you said, he's only 21, 22, right? He plays like when I was watching him, I was watching him play for the first half, and he plays doesn't play like a 22-year-old, and that's not a bad thing. I'm not saying a bad thing. I'm saying that as a good thing, right? He plays apparently he's the captain of Hungary team. Is that correct? I could be wrong though, but I'm pretty sure and they've got some experienced players on that team as well. For him to be the captain at 21, 22, that's a big thing. You know what I mean? So he obviously plays maturely. Look, he's definitely a player, and he's definitely one to watch for sure. He's he could definitely come good if he puts in those shifts, even if he just plays half the game he played on against Bournemouth, and puts in a decent shift, he'll come good. You know what I mean? But we can't really speak much about Endo, but just from what you gathered from him, I know it was he came because actually it seems like he came on. He came on and you looked like you said, you looked better. Like the whole team looked better, but you actually looked more stable. You know what I mean? Like it gave him.
Plays the game now. Come in, done his job, and I think maybe had one or two misplaced passes, but again won the ball back 3 or 4 times, couple blocks, interceptions, good tackles. Yeah. Seems pretty aggressive. Doesn't seem overly fast or quick, moving up and down the pitch.
Yeah,
but at the same time, we'll remain down. He just signed 24 hours the day before.
Yeah, you just got him over the line really fast. That was really quick.
Come over from Germany, so I don't know what the time difference is, but I'm sure there'd be one. Probably didn't sleep well the night before. Hasn't known the system. Has probably barely met half the players. And
get thrown in there.
He come on and done a shift and didn't really look out of place.
And it wasn't an easy shift. That's what I'm saying. It wasn't an easy shift. It wasn't it wasn't an easy shift. He wasn't closing the game out.
Down to 10 men. We weren't winning 3 or 4-0. So it was a good performance by me. I was quite impressed. I think he'll be I think for a good 2 seasons we're going to get a very, very good player. To be honest, I don't know how much longer. I don't know how. I haven't seen enough of him to suggest how long he can last. But I think the last 400 games he's missed 2 to injury. So it's he's got a good track record. Let's see what he can do. I'm keen.
Yeah, no, look, he like I said, he looked fine when he came on. It wasn't an easy task, and he performed what he was given, to do. But we'll see what happens when he tries to, let's see what happens when he plays a full game. Let's see if he can actually get into it. But so far so good. And safe to say that from last week, which wasn't really a bad result, the draw at the Bridge, not the worst result, but from last week now into this week, can you say it's a decent start for Liverpool? You know what I mean? I know it's only early days, but 2 games in, not a bad looking Liverpool, but you can definitely tell. Look, because a lot of people are saying like there's this whole agenda right going around because with this whole you've lost the Caicedo and Lavia war, right? There's this whole agenda going around that Liverpool are going to be struggling to top 6, right? I honestly think, and this might be like a big shout or whatever, but I think honestly, use are 2 signings away from actually properly challenging again, in my opinion. Like use literally maybe a centre back, another centre back, and another midfielder, and you should be all sweet. You know what I mean? Like other than that, yeah, because there's a lot of stigma going around saying like, yeah, Liverpool aren't going to challenge, and in reality, you look good now with those extra 2 signings that we talk about. I reckon, yeah, you might have a chance. You know what I mean?
When
like,
do you feel the same way? Soon, isn't it?
It usually closes at the end of August. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, August.
Anything can happen. I don't know.
Less.
Like, I'm hoping we get something else. I'm hoping we get Doucouré from Palace.
From Palace?
He looks like he looks like a good player. We've been sniffing around there, but again, I'm not too sure.
80 million, though.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? You know what I mean? And, like, whether or not we want to spend that much money. This transfer
market's ridiculous, so you don't know what you're going to get.
Like, we still got Thiago, Bajcetic just to come back. Like, if we can keep everyone fit, like, the team can challenge. Like, you've seen it in previous years. Like, Klopp's seems to have got his front. Like, we've got a dangerous front line, man. Like, absolutely deadly. Like, we got speed, trickery, and just havoc up front for teams. Really, it's just hopefully the midfield and defense can back it up.
Yeah. Well, look, the best way to say it.
Dyke looks like a rock again. He looks last 2 games. He looked pretty good, I reckon. So maybe the armbands kicked him back into gear.
Who would you say his best partner is, Konate or Matip?
Konate for sure, man. Konate's a beast. No, Konate.
Oh, Konate.
Okay. Yeah.
He's so good.
Okay.
The weak point in our defense is Trent, and it's just like it'll continue to show for as long as he's in the right back position. But what he produces going forward as an attacking outlet is just ridiculous from right back. So it's almost just like, our weak spot's there, but that's also probably where we're going to beat you by, but to most teams, Trent has a hand in setting up a lot of goals.
Well, look, put it this way: if they concede 1, but you can score 3, then I guess it's not the worst thing in the world. You know what I mean? That's how I feel like. That's how I feel like Liverpool play anyway. Like the chaos football style anyway. Like that's what they thrive on. It's like, all right, you score 2, but we'll score 4, or you'll score 3, but we'll score 5. You know what I mean? Which is
rock and roll.
Some teams love it. Something. I call it case football, and it's like that's what it is. And that's why sometimes we we used to have a lot of trouble with that because it's like the most structured football versus most chaos football. It's like when those 2 collide, it's like what the fuck happened? You know what I mean? But yeah, look, honestly, I reckon you're 2 signings away from actually challenging. I actually had you pegged to challenge before Arsenal at the start of the season, but with the whole transfer window and everything that happened. Things changed around. I brought it back to Arsenal. But, again, it's early days, but we'll see what happens. Let's see what happens with the transfer window. Let's see if maybe some other sneaky signings come in. But at the moment, these aren't looking too bad, admittedly. But, yeah, with, you said, McAllister loss, we'll see how Klopp copes. And, yeah, we'll see what happens in the next game. But, actually, now that will be a perfect time to move on to... my favorite game of the week, actually. Big masterclass, Ange.
Big Ange.
Tottenham versus the mighty Reds of United. What happened, Sol? What happened?
Take it away.
Please take it away. Huh?
All right. First half, man. We played... I'm not going to say great, but we played all right. A few chances that we missed, Bruno and Rashford. Man, we need a striker, eh? We just look terrible. What else? I don't even really want to talk too much about my team. I'm freaking angry.
Oh,
Second half.
The life
that's
of a United
that's the
fan
perks.
since Fergie
That's
left.
a
Since
That's the
Fergie
perks of
left.
doing a podcast, you see, when
Yeah.
you do a soccer podcast, sometimes you have to talk about your team's losses. But,
Yeah, but oh well, it's part of the show.
yeah.
Yeah, first half we looked decent. Actually, it was just back and forth really from what I was watching. Anyone could have scored. We had 22 chances in that game. We couldn't score one.
Mm.
Yeah. Second half was ridiculously terrible again. Even worse probably than the Wolves game.
Mm.
What happened? Yeah. Oh, it was. The second half of the Wolves. Actually, no. The second half of the Wolves game was bad as well. We've just been bad these last two games.
They scored early, didn't they? Tottenham in the second half, like
no, in
straight
the
off.
second, oh yeah, I thought you were saying first. No,
No,
the
not the
second
Wolves
half.
game.
Yeah, they went down the wing, did a little
Mhm.
cutback. We completely missed it. 5 people missed it. One Basaka was right there, couldn't
Well, like
block it. The
You needed Harry
Spider-Man,
Maguire there. Mm.
and then Papa, whatever his name is, Papi Sasa, whatever. I don't even care. Started doing the Rashford.
No, he
started doing
didn't.
that. Yeah,
No,
he started doing the Rashford.
Oh my
I was
god!
like, oh, here we go. I'm like, everyone's doing the Rashford against Rashford.
Poor Rashford, man.
He did to himself, bro. He did to himself.
Like,
He
did he
rocked up
really?
to every stadium doing this. Of course, people are gonna do it back to him. You know what I mean? Like, of course.
Yeah, Casemiro's looking terrible. He's not playing well. No one's playing well at the moment, so I can't. The only person that I can say is playing well is the goalkeeper.
What happened with
Garnacho?
the butcher?
What? The butcher? Oh, the own goal. I don't know what he was trying to do. Go for a little slice, kick it away. Ended up going
tell you
to
what,
the back of his neck.
He butchered that, mate. That's all.
Like I said, none of my team's playing good at the moment.
About as much as I've seen him butcher.
He's more like a vegan butcher, am I right? But anyway.
Hey, it's early days. It's early days. Hey, we still got 3 more points than what we had last. It is. Only 2 games.
But to be fair, they actually doing better than last. Yeah.
Look how much he's been giving us shit then.
The thing is, like, I don't know, based on the performances that I've seen, it's like, this honest talk, it's not like slandering you nothing.
Mm-hmm.
From what I've seen last year to when Ten Hag was there, to what I see the last couple of weeks,
we should be playing a lot better now.
You seem to have gone backwards.
We're playing worse.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, like, how, you know.
The midfield. It's the midfield, I told you.
Oh. Well, like, was Mason Mount any good? Because I heard he was
I
already
already said we need 2 midfielders.
Yeah.
What's happening with Amrabat?
I don't know. Apparently we're in for Gravenberg as well, same as Liverpool. We're talking to too many people. They just need to hurry up and get someone before the transfer window closes.
It's the market at the moment, but as well, the market's just ridiculous now at the moment. Like, what do you get?
Amrabat's only 30. They're only wanting 30, 35 mil. Like, that's pretty money.
Yeah.
Actually, that's not a bad signing considering.
Sometimes, he's a good signing. Like, in the World Cup, it was ridiculous.
If we get him.
Yeah.
But like I said, he's only going to be back up anyway.
Well, that's the thing that I understand. Casemiro, like, at the end of the day, to play the same
maybe
position,
he might even get ahead of Casemiro the way he's playing. Fuck, now.
So who have you got? You've got Casemiro, Bruno,
Mount,
and Mason Mount.
Get rid of Mount.
Doing anything.
I'd get rid of Mount.
Absolutely bloody nothing.
I'd swap out Mount and then play Amrabat and Casemiro.
Yeah, but I think he's still going to play him for at least another maybe 2 or 3 more games. See what he can do. If not,
I don't know.
It's going to be on the bench because I think when, like you said, transfer window closes in 9. What's the date today? Yeah, 10 days. So we've got 9-10 days to get a midfielder or 2 because that's all. And we need probably a striker, backup striker now. We're going to need another backup striker. We need 2 midfielders and a striker. Or Hoyland just needs to hurry up and come back.
That's a good segue talking about strikers because you actually have a striker, but he's recently got rid of one. You want to talk about that striker that he's got rid of recently? I'll give you a hint. It starts with Sneewood.
Good. Mason
Right.
Nah. What's your opinions on this whole Greenwood saga? Was it the right decision by the club? Do you think
Yeah,
we
I
could
think
have
it was
kept
the right
him?
decision.
You reckon it was the right
we-
decision?
Yeah, but I think
Okay.
what we should have done was got rid of him at the start of the transfer season if they knew they were going to get rid of him. So then we could have at least got another striker in. If we knew, maybe they were thinking that he's going to come back and be backup striker or send him out on loan or do something. But obviously they couldn't make their mind up till when 9 days. Now we've got 9 days to try to find someone else to replace him, even though he hasn't been playing for 18
Wasn't
months.
the rumors are that he was going to stay? So what changed? When did it change? Like
I don't know. Yeah, last week it was all he's going to stay. Maybe he's going to stay.
like the rumors were like he was going to like the announcement looked like it was the
I
announcement
reckon
betrayed. Yeah, sorry.
United released a statement or something, a hint maybe that he was going to return to see what the type of reaction to it was going to be.
The public would say, yeah.
And then the reaction was negative from a lot of United supporters.
It was.
And then
It was.
So they've gone, oh, they don't want him back. Get rid of him.
I think
I don't know too much that's going on with the bloke. Like I've heard a couple of recordings and stuff, but it don't sound the best.
Yeah.
At the same time,
we're a football show first, not a. We're not going to judge you. We're not going to judge what happened or what the courts decide or whatever. But all I can say is what Sol said. If your intentions were to get rid of him or you didn't know what you're going to do with him, do it early. What Sol said, not have him till not like 9 days until the transfer window ends, right? Then get rid of him. That's what I think is actually really stupid. Not the fact that they've got rid of him. Like I actually respect that decision. It's more the fact they've left it too late, like what Sol said. You know what I mean? I think that's a stupid decision in my opinion. It's like, now they've screwed themselves over and they've kind of screwed him over because how is he going to find a club in such a short period of time?
Maybe he'll probably pick up.
I mean, maybe like I reckon he'll probably go to a championship club or something like that because they don't care down there.
I think he might even go overseas just to get away from the English media.
Yeah, that's a good shout as well. Yeah, maybe we'll see. But yeah, you definitely need Harden back for sure.
My team's not looking good at the moment. Being very bad these last.
Can we say it was actually this is actually not even bantering as well. Could we say like it was actually an Ange masterclass performance as well, or do you reckon the team had an off day? Because you did say you had 22 chances in the first half.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Not in the first half, the whole game.
Yeah, the first game for the whole game. Sorry, and from what I remember watching from the highlights, he actually didn't play too. I mean, he didn't play the best, but he didn't play too bad in the first half.
The first half was
like he had a couple of chances at a post.
Yeah,
Bruno, 6-yard chance. You know what I mean?
There was a little handball. Was it more
of just a day off thing?
That wasn't going to change anything anyway. There was a Garnacho who did a shot, and Romero, is it the defender? Put his hand up, hit his hand. Should have been a handball, but. I can't really complain because what happened with Onana last week. So I'm not gonna hurt. But the refs have been a bit terrible this week. Even I think today, like we were discussing before the Crystal Palace game, there's another handball that should have been a handball.
Oh yeah.
So there was
they've had some shockers.
Bad refereeing. Take my camera and.
Well, when they got a Man United legend in charge of the refereeing team, it's hard. Of course, it's gonna be bad. You know what I mean? But
hey.
Look, I'm gonna play devil's advocate again for your team, even though I don't know why. I hate doing it, but I think you had an off day, and like you said, you started really slow last season, so and look where you came. I know other teams around weren't performing as well, like we're not gonna forget that, but you still managed to get top. You still managed to get third. So like we said, if you get a couple more signings in as well, you could be like we were talking about in our first episode that if United signed Harry Kane, they will be challenging for the title right now. You know what I mean? So again, I just think it's too early to tell. Yes, it was a shocker performance at the end of the day, and it wasn't the best, but it's not meltdown. Because I've seen a couple of your fan base. I don't know if you've seen it. Maybe you could touch up more.
Yeah,
But there's a couple of your fans like
Already.
having a bit of a meltdown. I know it's that United thing, but they're already having a bit of a meltdown, saying like, "What's Ten Hag doing?" Blah blah. I just feel like, look,
Sack
give this
him.
give.
Sack him.
Look, I'm
Glazers.
not gonna lie.
Glazers out.
I'm making a
Glazers
bit of
out.
those fake
Oh
Man
yeah,
United
Glazer's
counts.
out, but don't sack him.
Glazers
No,
out.
Glazers in to Ten Hag out.
No, they dropped cash on players. I don't know what he's whinging about.
Yeah, but like you were sort of saying, like we did start off slow last season. We lost the first two games, and then I think we brought Casemiro in, which changed everything. So hopefully we can get that midfield signing that can change. To sort of change this season around again. And Hoyland just needs to hurry up and come back.
What's his
He's not doing too good at the moment. He should be back for the Arsenal game, so he should miss out the next game, and then he should be back the one after. So he's only missing the next game. Really, that's what they're saying.
That's going to be a big game.
And
so if he does come back around, that's crucial as well.
And if we keep playing like we're playing, we need to get our shit together, or we're gonna this next game, or when we go to Arsenal at the Emirates, we're gonna get pumped. Pumped. At least I can see it pumping if we keep playing the same way that we're playing.
Yeah.
Especially
well, if he's playing the same way against Wolves, for sure, he'll get pumped.
Oh man, the midfield's gonna run riot through us.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I can't really say too much good about my team at the moment.
Yeah.
They've been playing pretty good.
All I can say, look, I always enjoy United losing, but the reason why this is a bit more sweeter, is not because of the fact United lost. No, not that. It's the fact that you had this ridiculous Kiwi propaganda going on in the last episode. I don't know what you were doing, talking absolute smack about Ange, giving heaps to the Matildas and the Tillies, couldn't believe it, right? And then for Angeball to smack you up just like that against your team, it's so. That's what actually got me. I didn't even care. It was like, oh yeah, United lost. It was more like Ange beat United. You know what I mean? Or Ange beat Seoul. That's what I should say. That's what it got me. So yeah, take that in your Kiwi propaganda, Seoul.
We'll get him back.
Yeah, look, early days. Definitely early days, and like you said, if you get one more good crucial midfield signing, then we could be talking about Man United possibly going for a title charge as well. But again, early days.
No, we're not there yet.
You're not there yet. Look, I'm trying.
No, we're not there yet. I'm gonna say, hey, we're not there yet. Give it a year or two.
Okay. Well, do you have anything to say before we move on to the next game?
They better do better next game.
Anything for you to add, Joey Sixer, before we move on to the next game? I know you're just sitting there grinning and smirking there for the past fucking 5 minutes. I know you have something
Bloody
to say.
Liverpool.
Okay.
Look, I don't want to be the officer of doom and gloom over here, but they're 2 signings away from challenging. They're 1 or 2 bad injuries away from being a mid-table team this year, in my opinion. Something happens to one of the good centre backs, and then Casemiro goes down. But you got Eriksen now and Bruno in midfield.
Yeah, I mean,
you can say that about a lot of teams.
I can say the same thing about your midfield too, though.
Yeah.
But Joey do the same thing.
Yeah, and I said that.
Spotify goes down and user goes down.
I've said this before, but at the end of the day, we've got Thiago and getting in the starting 11 at the moment. He's probably, I fit Thiago probably better than anyone in your midfield, I reckon, in my opinion.
Not now. Too old.
Yeah, he's still got he doesn't need to be fast.
Better than Bruno.
Oh, yeah, I reckon. Over his career, yeah, definitely.
No, over his career, yeah, I said now.
Yeah, Bruno better now, I'll admit that.
Yeah, Bruno's better now, but again, different positions.
I could say Rush is better than Diaz over his career.
Bruno just plays for, and Salah's better than all of them.
Ronaldo's the GOAT.
Is that the guy who's kicked out of your club?
That's right. We created it.
Like, didn't you turn your back on him? Like,
Hey, we
he's like,
created it.
come back, save us now, get out. You're the enemy. Like,
Hey,
he's
I
turning
said
on
it.
him.
Soul's
Just
club
his
did, but
turn.
not.
Like,
No. Soul's club did, but not Red Devil Soul. He didn't turn his back on him. I can tell you that. Soul was one of the Soul was one of the first ones out there at Old Trafford with the scarf, with his Ronaldo CR7 scarf, going,
Honestly, mate,
"I want
massive,
CR7 back."
massive respect for how I rate him as a player.
Yeah, no,
He's a gun.
100%.
But,
100%.
yeah, like,
He's killing it in the.
Stuff
He's
about-
made the Saudi Arabia League relevant. You know, me and Sol
He has.
literally the other day were talking
Actually-
about the Saudi League. When have I ever
Someone's
been
looking
a
at
game in my life?
Varane.
Yeah, literally, like it's crazy. But yeah,
I
no,
can't
that's the
remember which
pull he
team it
has.
was.
Yeah, no, fair
Enough
play.
about bantering my team, mate. Let's get on to your team, George.
Yeah, look, my team, you know, the treble winners, the champions of Europe. The train keeps rolling, the Man City train. You know, we're doing good, we're doing fine.
Haaland looked good.
Look, what's that? Sorry.
Did Haaland look good?
Yeah, look, Haaland had an off day. He's allowed an off day. When you score 52 goals in the season, you're allowed to have an off day. You know what I mean? So it's fine.
Yeah, that's fair play.
Yeah,
I can't
look.
say shit.
bro, don't say too much because he'll score 4 goals in the next like 2
Yeah,
Like you know what that
thank
guy's
you.
like.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'm not Rory. Don't mean
You
me.
can't banter that bloke. The last time I did it,
I was only said
he
this
scored
game.
like 12 goals in 3 games or something. You know, it's like,
No,
I'm gonna
right.
stop. I'm gonna stop with the Darwin Nunes memes.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, no, there was no
Yeah.
Haaland. No, but yeah. Look, the game. I'll be honest with you. It was a tough game. It's good. It's Newcastle. You know what I mean? Like we know how good they are right now. But I'll be honest with you, lad. And this is not coming from like a banter thing or me being cocky or arrogant or anything. I reckon Newcastle played like dust, man. They played trash. And I was telling you before, even off air when we were talking on the chat, even before the game, I even had in our prediction that I don't think we were going to win. You know what I mean? Because, you know, we had a midweek game, that Super Cup game, and then we still had Bernardo out, you know, De Bruyne out, a couple of injuries. So I honestly thought not we're going to lose, but Newcastle, after their, you know, the performance last week, we're going to come to us and at least put a game in. And they didn't. Like, yeah, it was only 1-0, but we controlled that game like crazy. Like, they didn't put any effort in. It's like, bro, even Burnley last week, when we played Burnley, when we beat them 3-0, Sol even was watching the game. Like, they even put a game against us. They lost 3-0, but they put a game again. Like, there was times where they could have scored, blah, blah, blah. Even they could have even got ahead if they scored, blah, blah. So, but no, Newcastle didn't do that. There was only one chance Newcastle had. It was towards the end. It was a mistake by Rodri. And, you know, I think it was like Guardiola or something cleaned it up. But either way, yeah, I was a bit disappointed in Newcastle because honestly, I was thinking, you know, they would come and actually give us a game. But for, you know, benefit of the City.
Do you think it's a case of Newcastle just accepting defeat before they came? Or then just having an off day? Because at the end of the day,
I think it was
like,
off day, man.
teams going to the Etihad at the moment. Like, how confident can you really be? You know what I mean? Like,
oh well, look. Well, at the moment we've got like we've actually that game was our highest. We just now broke our highest consecutive wins at home from last season. You know what I mean? I think it's 17 or something, right? So don't get me wrong. I agree with you there. The Etihad, where people don't like it, it is a fortress, right? Like it is like it's hard to win there, as we all know. But what I'm trying to say to you is, like I said to you, we had a lot of reasons why we shouldn't have not played well. Like I know we still have a great squad, like we still have great manager, blah blah.
Yeah.
But like I told you, it wasn't like no disrespect to Nottingham or Luton or something. It wasn't like Luton was coming into town and and then playing or whatever. It was Newcastle, like the team that just went and domed.
14.
Yeah, so they had a 14 as well. That's what I'm saying. And we had that midweek game, which was went to penalties, that game as well, blah, blah, blah. So all I'm trying to say is like,
game too.
Yeah, and we didn't, again, we looked horrible in that game. That's why I was saying to you guys, like, lads, I'm not actually confident. I reckon Newcastle are going to get something out of this game. And notoriously, as we all know, the City starts super slow at the start of the season. So, Yeah, I was really shocked by that. But again, for City's benefit, I was just like, yeah, sick. That's mad. We ticks us over. We keep going. That's one hard game because I think now our next few fixtures aren't too bad. Like you know what I mean? They're not the like. There's still a few like rough fixtures, but they're not the worst. So this we can get like. I feel like if we now we beat these two like tough games, we can now go on in a little run. Because usually we don't go on a run in the start of season. So maybe hopefully
Yeah,
we can do that now. It's usually the second
game.
half season. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But maybe who knows? Maybe we start off strong this season and then ease up at the end. Who knows? But at the moment,
team get
look,
ACLs.
Like Real Madrid.
yeah, no, look, City's actually medical staff is really good. Hey, we barely get injuries. Fucking the only injury we've got now that's serious was Kevin De Bruyne, but that's because he's getting there. His clock is ticking. But even then, he still puts in performances when he comes back. But I just want to mention, actually, this is a good segue. Mentioning De Bruyne, I want to mention Foden. Actually, he had a great game in that 10 role. People were worried about, again, I was worried with De Bruyne there, who's going to help Haaland,
he was everywhere.
feed him and stuff. Bro, Foden looked exceptional in that game, if not more some. He had an excellent game. He really proved himself that, we all know that he can play there, but there's been times where other people say, why can't he play there? Why is he always playing on the wing? Blah, blah, blah. He's not great there, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, no, again, it was only one game, but it was against Newcastle. And I feel like if Foden didn't have that game, then we would have probably struggled, probably wouldn't have even, probably even won. Maybe Newcastle would have won. But yeah, no, Foden had a great game. And
he's a gun butt, man. He's a
he's amazing
player.
He's a generational talent. He's
silky smooth.
Yeah, him and Saka are going to carry England to great things. I can tell you that right now. They're going to do
England. The thing is, England have had many of their golden generations and never been able to do a thing with that. Whether or not they can cut the mustard, the team that England will put at any World Cup, I don't think will ever beat some of the teams they've already put out. Gerrard, Lampard, John Terry, Ferdinand, Wayne Rooney, Beckham. Them couldn't do nothing with that team.
I always feel like that with that, it's always been because we know how England is. It's such a tribal thing with with the teams and stuff. That's what I mean. When they do go to international duty, they're programmed to hate each other. You're versing each other for the whole season for 4 years straight or whatever, 2 years straight, and then you got a European Cup or a World Cup in between that every couple of years. It's oh no, go be friends with those guys that were calling your mum a bitch and your wife.
They all friend each other though.
And then again, your dad's telling you hate these people from the north, and your mum's telling you hate these people from the south. And your grandma's telling you can't talk to people from it's all this stuff So it's a full generational thing. And I think that's another thing that plays in factor. That's why England never could gel. But no, the reason I'm saying that is just if England look they are a good team now. You know what I mean? I just feel like they just need a right manager. If they get a right manager, they can go to do some. They can be a powerhouse in international football for sure. But we'll see what happens.
Okay.
Well, just want to make a quick mention for Here We Go. We had a Here We Go moment. I think this is probably going to be our last signing as well, unless we get
Jeremy Doku.
Yeah, big Jeremy Doku. We were talking about him last week, but apparently
it's happened. Been on.
Exciting.
I have no idea. Check it if you give it a check quickly. But I'll just quickly mention him. It should be exciting. Look, after Riyad Mahrez' departure, which is we were talking about how amazing he was last week. I don't want to mention again. But after his departure, he's gonna have the big shoes to fill, that's for sure. And he's not gonna be the same player, that's for sure. But I'm excited for him. From what I've heard from other City fans, they say he's very similar to Leroy Sané.
He played good in the World Cup.
Huh?
He played good in the World Cup.
He played good in the World Cup? I mean, Belgium played trash anyway, so...
I'm pretty sure he was the only one that came on and was actually doing something.
Okay, was he? I mean, I didn't really watch much of him because, like I said, Belgium did.
His medical's been booked.
Yeah, he is. Like I said, there was a here we go before we even started the show. That's why I was like, I wanted to just bring it up, but that could be
Here
exciting for us.
we go.
Yeah, we go. For Richard, please don't copyright strike us. We're just a small time. It was just a small time YouTube channel, please. No. But yeah, no. Look, that's all I have to say about the City game. If you want to say anything that you want to say, I don't know if you do, but yeah, that's pretty much more I have to say. I'm just happy that we're still ticking over and on to the next. I just can't wait.
Pretty much. Like,
Yeah.
At the end of the day, Newcastle's a big challenge at the moment. I'm not looking forward to going to St. James next week.
No, 100%. St. James. St. James has always been a place that you don't want to, even when they were bad, it wasn't a place you wanted to visit, you know what I mean? So
it's cauldron, man. It's a cauldron.
We lost that last, yeah. Gonna probably lose it again.
We drew there last week.
We need to go there, control the game.
Well, we won there last year, actually. You were the only team that won there out of our 3 teams.
All right. Stop the other Bruno. That guy's good, man.
Bruno Guimaraes.
Yeah, Bruno Guimaraes.
Guimaraes. Isaac at the moment, man. He looks.
Yeah, he's looking really good. All these Scandinavians, just running the league now. The Swedes, the Norwegians.
Come on, Hoyland.
I'm not going to mention any Danish people.
Come on, Hoyland.
Yeah, but I think that's I think that's the new strike. Get a Scandinavian striker, and you're good to go. But look. I think that's pretty much it for the show. Like we're gonna wrap it up pretty soon. But before we do, I just wanted to let the fans know that we're going to be doing a prediction table and league table this week, and we're going to obviously, actually show like the scores and predictions. But yeah, Sol, please take it away and let the people know that where they can find all this stuff and what they can do.
So, hey guys, we're going to start a prediction league. If you just want to join up and play along with us, it's just do your predictions down in the comments. We're going to do all the details down in the comments for this episode. Obviously, we missed the first week. We didn't bother doing any points that week. This week we did do it, but we forgot to put them up because we didn't do a show on Saturday. So we'll show you our results and what we put up in the comments as well for this week. So then onwards, you can just see our results in the next show. You can just write them down if you want, go along. But we're going to be putting up a table every week, show who's on the most points, how we're going, and also how the prediction points tallies as well. We will be putting down in the comments. The first week we had we're only going to be doing our games, talk about our games, but all the results for every game will be down in the comments as well. So the first game was Liverpool. The result was... What was the result, Joseph?
3-1.
3-1, that's right. I should have written it down. 3-1. Okay, Joseph had 3-0. So he got it right, but you'll obviously see down how we do the predictions down in the table. So 1 point will be for if you get the right team one, or if it's a draw as well, if you pick a draw. 2 points will be for correct score and team one / draw. When the transfer window closes, we will be also doing a relegation battle / top 5. So you'll be getting 3 points for your correct teams in the relegation battles. So I'm just saying, like, say I pick.
So whoever's on the bottom 3.
Yeah, but just say I pick Luton and Sheffield United and I'll just say anyone, Burnley. And then there's Sheffield United relegated and only Burnley and Sheffield United. That means I get 6 points because I've got 2 of the teams right.
Yeah, so I like that.
Also with the top 5, same thing. You pick your top 5 and you get same number of points for each team that you get in the top 5, but also we're doing 5 points for top 5. So you could end up getting 25 points at the end of the season if you get all 5 right.
That could be a big game changer. Yeah, that could be a massive game changer at the end of the season.
I don't like that rule.
Yeah, I like that rule.
That's biscuit for the biscuit.
Biscuit for the biscuit.
Yeah, because if someone's like coming all the way ahead, or someone's got heaps of points,
it
could be like a comeback situation. Yeah. interesting. I like
But it's
that.
good
Yeah,
just to make
I like
mix it up
that.
a little
Yeah,
bit.
okay, all right. I think I can go
This is
along
why
with
this man is in charge of our prediction league. You know what I mean? He's bringing up all
Yeah,
the ideas.
everything, all the details will be down in the comments at the end of the show. So if you want to join along, guys, just write your predictions. Oh, not for this week. Do that next week in our next show on Saturday.
Yeah.
Write your details, not details, your predictions down. I'll write them all down and we'll add you into the table as well. Every week we'll be putting out the table with your add a little name to a 3-digit name, 4-digit name, so it's not too long. Because I'm just going to be putting Sol, and we'll just be Joey and then Banks. So just a quick little name so the table's not too big. That's mostly all about it. Oh, sorry, no, our games. So Liverpool obviously won 3-1. So we all got that right, but no one got the correct score. United and Tottenham entered 2-0 to Tottenham. Nobody got the correct score, but Banks got the correct result. Tottenham won. And then it gets to City. I think me and Joey got that right, and Banks got that wrong. His own team.
Didn't back his
team.
Hey.
I'm the host. I have to be. I have to be on the thing. All right. At the end of the day, you can't be. Nah, come on, man. Look, I play to win. I don't play to lose. All right.
But yeah, we'll be saying all the results at the end of the shows as well. Just only our results. Like we said, we'll be putting all of the results down in the comments, so you know exactly how you're doing and what the results were. So yeah, that's all about the prediction league. I'll give it back to our main man, Banks.
The host that does the most. Awesome.
Does the most.
Yeah. No, that was perfect. That's perfect. I like that. I didn't even know you were adding those stipulations in. I like that. It even got me shocked. So, but I like it. I like it. I reckon it's a really good idea because it's like, because if someone, like I said, if someone's like pulling away, or it could be like really close as well at the end of the season as well, blah blah. But it makes it like more intriguing at the end of the season. And like
3 points for the bottom three because it's only the bottom 3 points, and then top 5 because I'm only doing top 5 because I'm pretty sure
Champions League.
It's top 5 for England.
Correct. No, I like it. It's a good idea and something different. I've never I watch a lot of content. I've never seen that before. So well in. But yeah, awesome, folks. Thank you again for joining us on another episode of the Free Lads in the Beautiful Game. Look, this channel is slowly growing. We're getting there. Look, give us some time. I know it looks amateur settings at the moment, as you can see, but
the studio's coming.
Look, we're going to have more studios. Joey's going to be putting up weird things like that on his screen. I don't know what that is, but he's going to be doing stuff like that. We're actually going to be able to see Sol's beautiful face as well. So we're all gonna upgrade. We're definitely going to upgrade for sure. But look, I appreciate for all the subscribers and joining along. But yeah, please guys, if you want to join in more in the discussion, give us a comment, give us a follow, or just share it on
Instagram now.
Yeah, we've got an Instagram as well. We'll link that onto the descriptions. Free Lads TV. We'll make sure we'll put that links in and all that stuff. And yeah, we're slowly growing and much appreciated for every help that counts. But yeah, I've been your host, G Banks. Say goodbye to my co-hosts, my 2 co-hosts.
Remember to like and subscribe, guys.
Yeah.
Adios.
Thanks. Adios, amigos.
Vamos.